I would say one thing, I'm only as good as the medical records. So I
Uh-huh.
always say on TikTok in my video records, in my videos, medical records, medical records, medical records. I, humbly, I'm a very good attorney, but again, I'm only as good as your medical records. You can't just say, ouch, ooh, everything is hurting me. Everything has to be documented in the medical records.
Hmm.
If it's not documented, it
You
didn't
can't do it.
happen. That's
Yes,
right.
that.
That's
Yeah.
Yaya diamonds, dream chasers, we won't wait. Subscribe today before it's too late. Inspiration flowing just like the breeze. Chase your dreams and feel at ease.
Be good. Be very good.
I don't know about that. Every time I hear that and I see the memory of my mom being and myself in the studio, in the kitchen studio, doing her TV show that she loved, the cooking show, and she said to me, she said, "He could be very good." She was actually pointing at me. I was behind the camera and I was going, "I don't know." But it's such a pleasure to be here. I'm so happy that you guys are here. My name is Yaya Diamond, and I am the host here of Dream Chasers Radio. We've been doing so many different things for so many different amazing people, having so many amazing people on the show. Today, we're all about you, and we always have been, and that's the key to this show. It's Dream Chasers for a reason, and I do have my guest on the show today. It's Avi Leibovic. Like, did I say that right?
You're doing terrific. Avi Leibovic, yes.
Leibovic. Jewish.
That's what they say.
Okay.
A
Hey,
nice Jewish attorney, right? Everyone wants
a
a nice
nice.
Jewish attorney in their corner.
You need one of those.
I
You
hope
need one
so.
of
I
those.
try to be. I try my best.
So, Avi, how did you know you were going to be an attorney? Was that something you've always done, or was it a mistake? Did you have absolutely just walk into it? What was that?
Well, that's a great question. Deciding whether or not to be an attorney, you really have to decide first what type of attorney you want to be. There are some attorneys who sit in a room quietly with a keyboard and they just type away and they write briefs or they write legal memorandums. And there's other attorneys who like to, with a little bit of their charisma and a little bit of their style, they like to be out there. They like to be in front of judges. They like to tell stories. And that's what I am. I'm a storyteller. And
Mm.
what I've done over my career is I've helped literally over 500,000 people in the course of my 30 years apply and appeal and win their disability benefits. And I've always been a storyteller. And I knew that I wanted to go into the health field since I was probably about in eighth grade. I used to volunteer at a hospital. And I remember going bedside to all the patients and welcoming them and sending good wishes and things like that and sending my blessings and prayers. And it just made me feel humble. It made me feel lucky to be healthy, and it made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. And that's really how I decided that I wanted to get into patient advocacy and helping disabled people. And that's what I've been doing for the last 30 years, is helping people fight for their rights to win their Social Security disability benefits.
I love warm and fuzzy.
Warm and fuzzy is the only way you can go. You got to be warm and fuzzy.
And you got to be a storyteller. Definitely a
There,
storyteller.
there you
That's
go.
it. Yes,
That,
definitely.
so
So
I help people tell their stories to
that's
Social
right.
Security and to the judge. That's what I
Uh,
do.
that is beautiful. I know that this is a difficult field to be in. Not only that, there's so many different aspects and so many different variations of health and so many different situations where people are eligible and there's a borderline and then there is a definite no. How have you been able to kind of determine that and make that kind of like a kind of like an automatic pilot kind of thing? Because I know once you get into it, you just know. You know what I mean?
Right,
You know what's gonna fly and what's not.
right. Well, let's give some statistics so people really know what we're up against. Because when you say that some get approved and some don't, the national data tells us that 70% of all initial applications are denied. 70%. It gets even worse because the national data tells us that on the reconsideration, which is the first level of appeal, 85% of all reconsiderations are denied. So I don't know if you go with Vegas odds, you go with Atlantic City odds. If you have a 70% denial rate or an 85% denial rate, you really have an uphill battle to show through your medical records, to show through your paperwork and documentation, to throw through testimony whether you're not disabled. How do I know? Well, it really takes years of experience. It takes years of looking at hundreds of thousands of cases, knowing, between their age, their past relevant work, their history, their education, and of course their medical conditions, because it all goes into a soup pot. It isn't just about your medical conditions. It's also about, like I said, your age, your education, and your past relevant work history. You have to put it into a soup pot. You have to mix it all up. And hopefully, if you have a good legal mind and a good legal eye, you say, you know what, I believe in your case and I think we can help you out.
That's good. Wow. That's a lot. So, 70.
70% denial rate. That's correct.
That's sad. Because those 70%, those people in the 70 percentile, could they be eligible but not actually doing it correctly?
There's a lot of people who, number one, are not doing it correctly. They don't know how to fill out the forms. They don't know how to attend their consultative examinations with the doctors and what to specifically tell the doctors. They don't know if they're supposed to provide their prescriptions for their canes, their walkers, their wheelchairs. They don't know that they need to submit their MRIs. They don't even know how to request their medical records. So there's a lot that goes wrong with the actual applicant, or claimant as they're called in the business, where they need some help and they need some hand holding, and they even need someone who is a captain of the ship moving it forward. But there's also some aspects where Social Security, the blame falls on them. They are often under pressure to make decisions, so they make decisions without getting all the medical records. They're often under pressure because they are under staffed, and the volume of people applying is in the millions, and they just don't have enough workers. So when you add together people not knowing how to apply with a staff that is underworked, underpaid, and are all backed up, especially now during a government shutdown where things are just not moving, you end up with a 70% denial rate application and an 85% denial rate at the reconsideration level, which is why most of these cases are won at the hearing level before a judge. And that's why you need an attorney by your side.
That is so important. Now, a lot of people are scared to get an attorney. You know why? Because attorneys take money.
Right.
And a lot of people think that they have to put up the money first.
That's an excellent point. Okay,
But, so how does that work?
Okay, Social Security has a couple of safeguards in place for this. The first thing you need to know about Social Security attorneys is that there is no fee, zero, nada, zilch, nothing, no fee, unless I can win your case. So they don't have to put anything up front. They have nothing to lose. And if they get approved, then their fees for the legal fees are only 25%, or as of 2025, $9,200, whichever is the lesser number. And then the commissioner of Social Security goes ahead and eyeballs those fees to say, is this attorney taking advantage of this sick person? Is this attorney properly going ahead and getting the fees that they deserve? Or is there something that just doesn't smell right? I think it's very important for people to note that the average fee is about $5,400. But if you got $5,400, again, that's 25%. If you do the math, they're receiving well over $20,000. So it's a very, in personal injury, attorneys are taking 33% or even more. So this is a 25%, and they don't have to put anything up. In my office, you don't even have to pay for the medical records. I pay up to $199 per medical office to request the medical records. If you were doing this on your own, you'd have to pay the fees for the copy service. You'd have to pay the fees to get the medical records, for them, the retrieval costs.
Right.
My office, I pay for it all. You don't owe me a penny unless I win your case.
Wow.
We part as friends. That's it.
Yeah, definitely. That is great. So, okay. So a person that really truly needs it. Now, if a person is already on Social Security, can they get disability?
Well, when you say already on Social Security, there's a lot of different programs. I think you're referring to retirement benefits.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. So if you're already getting retirement benefits, you cannot double dip. You are not able to get Social Security retirement benefits together with Social Security disability benefits. It's one or the other. But if you are in other agencies and other programs, for instance, a veteran, you served in the armed forces, you can double dip from veteran benefits and Social Security disability benefits. So there is a way to kind of add on and pancake these benefit programs, from different agencies, or but not, you cannot get retirement benefits and disability benefits at the same time.
I got you. So you said at the same time. So is there a technicality where they can get it with maybe denying the Social Security retirement and going for the other disability?
Well, I think the way to look at it for your listeners at home, and the best way to understand it, is the Social Security disability program runs from the ages of 18 to 65. So if
Mhm.
you're in that zone of 18 to 65 and you're out of work for 12 or more months because of your medical conditions, you may be eligible for Social Security disability benefits. Now, let's say you get approved, when you turn 65, those disability benefits automatically convert into retirement benefits. So one kind of rolls right into the other.
Gotcha.
You don't have a reduction in the benefit amount. Your full disability amount is equal to your full retirement amount. So you really are rolling from one to the other as you transition from 65 and on.
Now, what if a person's already 65?
They're only eligible for retirement benefits.
Mm. So they have to do that sooner if they are eligible. They have to find out early.
Yeah, 18 to 65. Yeah, when
Gotcha.
people are usually working. By 65 or
Mm.
67 or 70, depending on when you want to retire, you have some flexibility. But for the disability program, it's 18 to 65.
That is interesting. That's so cool. That is so cool. Now, you have done lots of cases.
Yes.
You have gone through lots of cases. What was, and I know there's client privileges. I'm not asking for anything specific, but like, have you seen where people should have gotten it but didn't get it for
Okay.
any amount of reasons or a technicality or something?
Yes. Well, I want to go ahead and I want to first lay out for your viewers how the process works. You
Mm-hmm.
really have 5 bites at the apple. Or if you go, like I always say, like if you go to a carnival and there's balloons hanging on the wall, they give you 5 darts and you get 5 darts to try to pop the balloon. You
Mm-hmm.
get 5 chances to get approved. You have an application, an initial application. If that gets denied, you have a request for reconsideration. If the request for reconsideration gets denied, it goes to a hearing before an administrative law judge. If the hearing is denied by the judge, it goes to something called the SSA Appeals Council. And then once it gets to the Appeals Council, if it gets denied again, you can go to federal court. So you have many opportunities, 5, to try to get approved. Now,
Mm-hmm.
you asked me, is there something that, for some reason people just don't get approved when they should get approved? And the
Mm-hmm.
answer is judge win rates. The judge win rates range from 15% win rate as high as 87, 90% win rate. And it all depends on the judge that you're assigned. You have no flexibility with the judge that's assigned. You can't say I'm sick and hopefully another judge will show up on another day. You can't say I want to change jurisdictions. If they assign you a judge, that's your judge. So if you get a judge with a low win rate, you have a lot of work to do. How do you overcome the low win rate? Number one is you hire an attorney who knows how to present a theory of the case, who knows how to bring a magnifying glass down onto the juicy parts of the medical records. I always use that word. You have medical records and you have juicy medical records.
Right.
We want to have a lot of juicy medical records. So you need an attorney who knows how to tell the judge, look on Exhibit 4 on page 32 at paragraph 3, and you'll see exactly there what it is that you need to find. That's how you overcome, a low win rate, is having a good attorney by your side.
That's wonderful. I absolutely love that. And your website is And Benefits for All. It's right down there, guys. And Benefits for All, but it's also in the description box. No, so I wanted to go to your website because I've been showing people your website, and I think people need to see that. So basically, you do have your latest book on Amazon, and it's 101 tips to win your Social Security disability claim. It's just tips, guys. This is not something that you can win your disability claim with. Okay, it's tips. It's like getting started, right? Am I correct? I mean, because a tip is a tip. It's got nothing to do with the whole thing.
A tip is a tip.
Mm-hmm.
You need to, if you use those tips, you will substantially increase your chances of winning, but
Mm-hmm.
nothing will take the place of an attorney
Exactly.
or me, the author of the book, to
Mm-hmm.
go ahead and move things forward, to move things from the starting point of an application to the finish line of congratulations, you're a winner, chicken dinner, let's get you paid. You really need a good, sharp attorney who has tremendous amount of experience and knowledge, not just with medical conditions, but how the court works, how to present a theory of the case, and how to get the case paid, as they say.
Right. And so you do have your services, free eligibility and appeal screening, application completion assistance. So there's really great things that you have there that's going to actually help the person go through every aspect of it, plus the book. How did you know you were going to write this book? I mean, what was it that propelled you to actually give 101 tips?
You know, when COVID came out and all the Social Security offices closed around the country, I found myself at home uh, with a little bit of extra time. So I
Mm.
started doing TikTok videos. And at one
Uh,
point, I said, you know what? We're going to come out with a video where we're going to help people learn the process of how to win their Social Security disability claim. And I started with my first video. It says, tip number one, if you can't work for 12 or more months because of your medical conditions, you may be eligible for Social Security disability benefits. That was tip number one. I kept doing these tips. I got up to like 300, and then I just started making different videos. But
mhm.
this book of 101 tips were the best 101 tips that I came out with,
Mm,
over the course of TikTok. So TikTok was really a catalyst for that. I'm happy to say that I have over 700,000 TikTok followers. I'm happy to
nice.
say that I have close to 6,000 TikTok videos. And I'm humbly happy to say I have over 60 million TikTok views from all of my TikToks. So we're reaching, I'm telling you, every day I'm getting DMs. Every day people are contacting me and they're saying, I wouldn't know what to do if it wasn't for you, Attorney Avi. I wouldn't know where to begin. And I'm happy, as I said before, I always like to say, I want to make you a winner chicken dinner. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? And that's what I like to do. I like to make people winner chicken dinners.
that is wow. Excuse me. It's how would you say? You've seen so many people that don't know how to do it. You've seen them struggle. You've seen them not be able to work. You've seen them kind of plummet down. And they don't understand that they don't need any money to get a real attorney if they're going for this disability. They just need to reach out.
They just need to reach out. There is no retainer fee. A screening, which takes about 8 to 12 minutes on my webpage. We utilize the most advanced technology, AI technology, where all you have to do is just pick up your phone and just talk into the phone and tell me what is wrong with you. The AI will pick it up, will transcribe it, it will ask and prompt you for additional questions. Meaning, if someone says they have diabetes, the AI will pick up the word diabetes. It will ask you if you have what's your A1C. It will ask you what your blood sugar levels are. It will ask you if you have neuropathy. It will ask you any question related to diabetes. If you say you have depression, it will prompt you and it will ask you a whole bunch of questions about depression or your
Mm,
heart problems or whatever you have. It's as simple as doing a simple screening, talking into the phone. And then I personally, the AI does not make the decision whether to take the case. I only trust AI up to a point. Every screening that comes in through our AI is personally screened by me with my experience, my background, my knowledge, and my legal mind, which has been fine tuned after looking at hundreds of thousands of
right.
cases.
Of course, of course. Wow. Wow. And so, I mean, okay, going back to your website, I really do have to go back. That blinking red box,
Yes,
is that what you're talking about?
that's the button. You push that button, it will take you over to our introductory page welcoming you, and from there, you just begin. You push the record button, and you
Mhm.
just talk into the phone. You don't even have to type it. You just
That blinking red box right
the
there.
blinking red block. Click here to see if you're eligible.
That's it right there.
Yes,
Yeah. And you also have your phone number, which is 845-576-0077.
that's correct.
Wow. Wow. To me, this helps so many people. And it also kind of takes away all those things, those what are they, fables, these things, these lies that people talk about when they say this and that and the other. You need money to do, you don't actually need the money. You just need to reach out and let them handle the case for you.
Well, that is how the government set it up because they want people to get an advocate, they want people to get an attorney, they want people to get the help that they need, and they understand that many of these people are sick and cannot work. That's the criteria. It's not just that you're sick. You have to be sick for 12 consecutive months. So a lot of
Hmm.
people, by the time they get a couple months in, a lot of people don't have savings and things like that. They're living check to check. They've
Hmm.
borrowed some money from the family, they borrowed some money from friends or from community, from clergy. And after a couple of months, they're already saying, how am I going to put food on my table? How am I going to keep a roof over my head? How am I going to pay for my medicine? And
Yeah.
by going ahead and saying, you know what? Oh, there's this free attorney, attorney
Yeah.
Avi, who I can call.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be of service. I'm happy to review your case. I'm happy to present you with a theory of the case and to see if we can make you a what? A what?
A
A,
winner.
a winner chicken dinner. That's right.
You do have a video on your website. Do you mind if we watch that really quick? Is that long?
Absolutely. Enjoy.
Awesome.
Are you disabled? Do you feel alone, lost, and confused as to what your next step should be if you can't work for 12 or more months? What if you've gone ahead and you've tried to work, but you still are unable to because of your severe medical conditions, whether they're physical or mental or both? Hi, my name is Avi Leibovic, and I'm the president at Benefits for All and the lead attorney at Avi Leibovic and Associates. Over the course of my career, I've gone ahead and I've processed over 500,000 disability applications. I've helped many people just like you get approved for Social Security disability benefits, and I want to help you. If you found this page, it's because you have a lot of questions and you're desperately searching for guidance and for answers. Go ahead, click the screening button below, and we will do a quick screening on you so that I can understand your diagnosis, your symptoms, your medications, your hospital visits, and your activities of daily living in terms of your restrictions and your limitations. Once we go ahead and we do a quick screening for you, my staff will contact you and we'll reach out to you and we'll have a conversation and come up with a strategy how to present a theory of the case to the Social Security Administration. You have to understand that this is going to be a long process. It could take 18 to 24 months if additional appeals are needed, or if you have to go before a judge at an administrative hearing for your disability benefits. Let me tell you what you get if you win your disability benefits. Not only do you get monthly cash benefits, you're also going to get Medicare. 24 months from your entitlement date, you will be eligible for Medicare. Not only will you be eligible for Medicare and monthly cash benefits, your children, 18 and under, who are still living at home, each one of them will also receive some benefits because of your hard work. What do you need? You need 40 active work credits. What's a work credit? A work credit is accumulated points that you earned over the course of your career when you've paid taxes through the payroll to the Social Security Administration. In most cases, you're going to need 40 credits, as we just said, but sometimes there's some flexibility in a sliding scale if you're under 40 credits. The program runs for 18 to 65-year-old individuals. Both men and women are eligible, and the percentages nationally show us that they are approved in almost equal percentages at about 50 or 51%. Let me help you win your disability benefits. I'm excited to talk with you. I'm excited to strategize with you to come up with a theory of the case. I'm excited to request your medical records and help you with the Social Security forms. And most importantly, I'm excited to help make you a winner chicken dinner.
I love that. Winner, chicken dinner.
Winner chicken dinner all night long.
Yes, definitely. I think that video explains, a lot.
Thank
It
you.
explains
Thank
a
you very
lot,
much.
and it definitely is something that a lot of people need to kind of gravitate to if they feel like they've been denied and they still have those other 4 things that no one tells them that they have.
Right,
I mean, you go to the lawyer, they say you're denied, you leave.
right. You need a good attorney who can explain the process to you, who can hold your hand, and who can lead you through the maze, this
Yeah,
administrative maze, to, like I said, get you across the finish line.
that's it. That's it. Well, wow. Avi, thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything that we missed today that you would like to say?
I think that there's a couple of points that should be emphasized. One of the points is that you may not even realize that you're eligible. You may not even realize that you're eligible. If you really are not feeling well and it's been 12 months, and like I said, you cannot pay the rent, you cannot put food on your table, you don't know how to pay the electricity, you're getting evicted, you should pick up the phone and you should call an experienced attorney to see if they can help you. That's the criteria: 40 active work credits, 12 consecutive months. And the reason has to be because of your severe medical impairments. Both physical and mental can be looked at. In fact, in most cases, the application that we file includes a physical and a mental component to it. So just because you're saying, well, I don't know if I have enough, you shouldn't make that decision. you should let an experienced attorney make that decision. And one thing that we didn't speak about is that two things that Social Security really looks for is attendance. Can you be a reliable employee? Are you going to call out more than 2 or 3 days a month? And the second thing is what they call off task time. We didn't speak about attendance or off task time. Off task time means how many minutes a day are you going to be away from your workstation, either because you need to take a break, you need to stretch, you need to use the restroom, you're not feeling well, you have anxiety, you need to back up and take a breather. If you're going to have more than 10% off task time, you can win. If you're going to be more than absent 3 days a month, you can win. You just need to have the right attorney who knows how to make the arguments and who knows how to go ahead and tell your story. Remember, I have my own story, but this is your story. And as being a storyteller, as we mentioned before a little bit, is the name of the game. I add color to your story, I add detail to your story, and I make sure that it pops to the judge. It's very important that your story takes on a life and it's presentable to a judge. In the application and on the reconsideration, it's all forms that you fill out. You don't really get a microphone to tell your story, but when you get in front of that judge and you have a 60-minute hearing, you're given a microphone. And then you finally get to tell your story. And you can explain to the judge why you cannot work, why you're unreliable, why you can't be at your workstation, why you have to elevate your feet, why you need to go ahead and stretch, or you can't be around public coworkers or supervisors. Whatever your story is, you should have the time to sell your story so that you have your due process rights, and you put your best foot forward to make sure that you get the benefits that you've paid for over the course of your career.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you. And I thank you so much for bringing those topics up that we didn't talk about, because I know there's much more to it than just what we talked about as well.
Well, thank you for making yourself available and for educating your community. I think you're doing a great job, and they need you. They need your show. They need your inspiration, and they need your energy, which you have a tremendous amount of energy. You're doing great. You're doing great.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And you guys, it's in benefits for all. It's down, over there. It's down over there under Avi. And then above Avi is a QR code. And there is that QR code that's going to take you to his website too. So if you are watching on YouTube or somewhere on your TV or something like that, and you want to just put your phone up and just go straight there, there's the QR code in the corner over there. Over
Great.
there. Above Avi. Everything's backwards.
Everything
So
is
Avi,
great.
thank you so much.
Thank
And
you so much.
and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget that you can be eligible and not even know it. So you might as well just go for it. I mean, just do it. Just call
Right.
Avi.
I would say one thing: I'm only as good as the medical records. So I
Uh-huh.
always say on TikTok, in my videos, medical records, medical records, medical records. I, Humbly, I'm a very good attorney, but again, I'm only as good as your medical records. You can't just say, "Ouch, ooh, everything is hurting me." Everything has to be documented in the medical records.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not documented, it
You
didn't
can't do it.
happen. That's
Yes,
right.
that.
That's
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. That's it.
They're not giving out free money. They're not giving out free money. It's
Dag on it.
Yeah, they're not giving out free money. You have to have it all in the medical records.
Definitely, definitely. Well, Avi, thank you. And thank you guys again so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. But most of all, if you are in just looking for that Social Security, disability benefits, and you're under 65 or between 18 and 65, you can go ahead and call Avi and get that information that you need. Most of all, you can go to the website, click on a blinking red button, and take that quiz,
Terrific.
and see if you might be eligible, and see if Avi will take your case on. If it's not documented, it's not happening. So make sure you're getting that done as well. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to dare to be different. And until next time, guys, see you later. Thank you for watching.